Did you know that food and drinks make up a large percentage of wedding costs? From the jollof rice and small chops to Chinese and exotic cuisines, you want to treat your guests to the best, mouth-watering menu that would put a smile on their faces, and with the right catering service, you can do just that. So, before crafting your celebrations menu, let Bolanle Animashaun CEO Hampton's Catering Services put you through all you need to know about food options that would wow your guests. Don't go anywhere.
Hi, my name is Osas and I'm a digital media executive. How important is it to have a caterer? It's very important to have a caterer at my wedding because, I went for like a wedding recently and the mother of the bride was in charge of the food and I could see in her face like she regretted it. So it's really important to have a caterer, someone who is in charge of the food, someone who is not your family member, to be in charge of food. So yeah, it's really important, very, very important.
I think as important as having my wife at my wedding. Because, I don't want anybody coming at me, asking me, we came to your wedding and there's no food. So of course I want food at my wedding.
It is very important. Everybody came there for the food.
Very, very important because obviously it's my own big day and I wouldn't want to stress myself. I should actually have to worry is the wrong word, right? Concentrate on some other things like the guests, friends, and all that. So it's very, very important.
I'm a Yoruba guy, so at Yoruba weddings like that, it's very important, honestly, because I don't even know how to explain it, but you can't have a wedding without food. It's not complete without food.
I don't think that's a question because food is very important at weddings. That is the highlight of the day. After seeing the couple, next thing is to eat, definitely. What else do we come here to do? That is not a question.
There's a popular saying that a meeting without jollof rice is just a gathering. Or a wedding without jollof rice is not even a wedding. It's just a meeting or a gathering. So food is very important, very, very important in this part of the world.
My God, the only reason why I go for weddings, first of all, is because of the thought of food. So I can imagine a wedding without food is right exactly on my hair. So yeah, very important. That's what brings your audience to you most of the time.
I feel like it's very, very important because the reason why most people go for weddings is actually to just go and eat. Because after you see the bride and you see the groom, what next? To eat and to party. So I think food is actually very super important at weddings.
Food is the most important aspect of wedding, Some won't even come for your church program. They just go straight to the reception and all that because that item 7 is very important. So since you know this, it's very important to get a good caterer to help you arrange this, good food, both Nigerian food and intercontinental dishes and all that. So it's very important to get someone who can do that very well because once it goes wrong, it could affect the wedding itself. It's going to be the talk of the town, the wedding and the food was bad and all that. So it's very important to get someone that is, that's a professional in it. So
food is essential in any gathering, events, and weddings are no exception. People attend weddings with full expectations of getting good food. So food is important, and having a caterer is essential these days if you want a very professional and a coordinated service. So caterers are, hardly would you have a wedding these days without a caterer there.
My name is Abdul Samad Rahman. I'm a social media marketer. How long before my wedding should the caterer be contacted? I think a month or 2 months before. So you should actually know everything about the whole food and everything. So
probably the same day I set my wedding dates, my caterer should be contacted.
Latest a month before, to make all the necessary arrangements. So to know if she will be available or she's already booked, so there won't be any form of disappointment, you understand? So
I think that's one of the first things that should happen, so you don't have what's it called, challenges here and there. But yeah, one of the first things that you should do
when planning a wedding, contact the caterer.
Whenever I just decide to start planning the wedding, 6 months, yes, is actually okay.
It depends on the caterer I'm hiring, it depends on the competence and the reviews I've gotten. If it's somebody that is very, very competent, probably 6 months or a few months for my wedding.
If I'm not in a hurry to get married or for the wedding, at least 2 months, should be to prepare, like we do have 2 months or a month.
6 months before the intended date. Yes, that's to enable them proper preparations.
Long enough, like long enough. Just so we go back and forth and then everybody is sure, like, if we need changes, she can prepare, get everything she needs for whatever food I request for, yeah, so long enough.
A caterer should be given enough time well ahead, minimum of 3 months. I don't really favor the knee-jerk approach, last-minute rush, no. I think your guests should be well catered for, so it has to be well ahead of time. So for me, 3 months minimum, it's fine.
How long before the wedding should the caterer be contacted? Ideally, months before the wedding. So you can sit down, and plan the menu and also work with the budget if there's one. But saying that, a lot of people leave things till, like last minute. They do weeks before. We've even done like few days before weddings. We've had people contact on a Thursday, even a Friday. Sometimes maybe they weren't happy with what they got on like the day of the engagement. And they might say, we want to change, caterers. And they contact on Friday, can you do tomorrow for us? And you're like, wedding? And like, yes. So we've done that as well.
Hi, my name is Grace Okoli. I own a cosmetic manufacturing company. The one meal that must be served at my wedding, small chops.
I would like to have fufu and egusi served at my wedding.
Jollof rice.
Rice, fried rice, chicken. Everybody wants that.
It's actually amala and gbegiri soup mixed with either okra or ewedu and lots of beef.
Amala or ofada rice. It has to be one of those.
Jollof rice. Yeah. Jollof rice. Ninja jollof rice. Party jollof. I mean, that's the first thing. Yeah.
Jollof rice. Nigeria jollof rice.
People who know me know I like puff puff and I like dodo too, but the regular meal, rice, chicken, that should go.
It's Nigeria now, there's always too much food. But what I think I'm really into now that I really want is waffles. I think it's great to have that at a wedding. It's different.
What's the most requested meal on our menu? We have different menus. And we have names for each menu, but the most popular one for weddings are Nigerian and Chinese menu, and that comes in 3 categories, but they're fairly similar, but people tend to go for the Nigerian and the Chinese for the varied dishes on the menu, so it's actually our most popular.
What is that one meal that I would love to serve at my wedding? It's called ukwa in my language, known as breadfruit in English.
I won't say jollof rice because everybody say jollof rice. So I think beans and plantain.
Party jollof rice.
Undisputably jollof rice. Jollof rice is bay. Then I would also want small shops. Not just normal, the regular small shops, samosa, spring roll. I would want to see other Nigerian foods that are not very popular, like kuli-kuli, dankwa, to spice things up. Yes, and some other healthy variant, because not everyone can binge on what we have of fries. So I would want to see maybe fresh fruits and, some things that have low calories.
Yes, amala, like everybody wants to eat amala, I guess. Not rice, amala is just that food, so yeah, that's it.
Honestly, I would like to say jollof rice, but I know everybody, that's like the national anthem for food at any wedding. But let's go for oha and pounded yam, properly pounded yam and oha soup. I'll eat it at my wedding, trust me.
Ewa going and bread. I feel like that exact food, a lot of people love it in Nigeria. Yes, I know people talk about pounded yam, rice and all, but going and bread is very unusual, exactly. And some people will see it and they will really appreciate it, that kind of food and wedding stuff.
Like we have to have that party jollof rice, definitely. I'm not so big on swallow, but then like jollof rice, in fact, I'm going to eat jollof rice on my wedding day, definitely.
Our signature meal has to be our basmati jollof rice. People look forward to it. People order it for, just to eat at home. We've had so many testimonies and, good feedbacks on the jollof rice. A lady called and said, my husband doesn't eat jollof rice. I don't know what you put in your jollof rice. Was always requesting for it. So sometimes they just order like buckets and buckets of the jollof rice. So that's our signature meal. People love it. Jollof rice is such a staple, like I said, at weddings. And when you do it well, people are just so happy to eat it. And they never get tired of it. So our signature meal is our basmati jollof rice.
What are things I look out for when picking a caterer? The quality of their food, their menu range. I would like a wide range of food in the menu, so that's fine. And then the cost, obviously.
Kind of places they've worked for, kind of people, events they have made meals for. Yeah, that's what I'm looking out for.
The amount of successful jobs done, then the reviews from people. Like when I eventually pick one, I would ask around those that I've used that service before for a review, just to be sure I'm picking the right person. And then I'll probably go with someone that comes recommended.
I must have an evidence of the past works she has done, you understand, to know that this person is certified and good. You understand? I don't want someone that's going to ruin the whole day for me. So I must know that she's very good at it.
He or she can prepare amala. That's like the basic thing at the wedding. So amala has to be there. So if they can prepare amala, any other thing is fine by me. So
first of all, the profiling. The caterer must have done a series of events, a series of catering for other people, and then recommendation as well. The kind of foods and the sweetening, that's what I'm looking out for.
Variety of food, quality of food, quantity of food, and the presentation of the food in general.
The price, the quality.
Availability, and a good caterer that would get exactly what I want at my weddings, and not the one that will give me what I don't want, especially when you ask for, you want small chops and they are giving you something else. So definitely I'll get a very good caterer. Yeah.
First is their quality. Then secondly is timing is important as well. Then thirdly is their service. Their delivery. How are the dishes presented? How are they attending to your guests? The flow of the service and so there are all these factors are very, very important, and the communication between the caterers or the waiters and the guests too is very important. You must make sure every guest feels at home. One, then two is every guest is important. However, how well dressed or whatever they look like, every single guest at every wedding should be served properly and should be attended to properly.
So our signature in general is the food and the service. People always, most times enjoy our food. And also they always, commend us on how polite our waiters are and how professional they are. And people are always like, the boys are so, did they go through training? Yes, actually we do train them. And they do stand out at most events.
My name is Jollof. I'm Senior Channel Manager for MTV Base Africa. Would I take on the responsibility of doing my own food or ask a family member to do it just to save cost? No. I do not advise it. Never do it. You will be messed up on that day. Don't do it. The wedding is stressful enough.
I can't because it's going to be so stressful. I can't, even if I can afford the caterer, I have friends, relatives who could actually offer that are actually professionals too, you understand, that they also render service to people, but just because they are friends doesn't mean they are not professionals. So I can actually hand it over to them and they'll do a very good job too.
No. Apart from the cost, the stress, so I don't think I would do that. I'll just hand everything to the caterer to do that.
My name is Sharif Sani. I'm a chef, a mobile restaurateur, and I'm an entrepreneur. My wedding, it will have to be my brand, my staff, people that will cook the food. That's what. When you go to, for instance, if Davido is getting married, you will want to get the best of entertainment at the wedding. So if you're coming to my wedding, you're coming to have a different experience. It's like experience like never before. It's getting married. They trust me. The food is like top notch. Food is like never before. So like, I think it's going to be a dream come true for me. Like I'm getting married and people can still have a very good experience with my dishes. So
no, I just trust the caterer. Recommended caterer.
No, I can't. The stress. I have to plan for my wedding, food. No. I'd rather give a caterer or someone else take charge of it.
That depends. If I've actually tasted their food before and I'm sure they'll actually do a good job, then no problem at all.
I'm not so sure. I would rather contact a service that I can rely on, and if things go wrong with them, I know who to attack. But with family member, it's tricky. I can't get angry at a family member if something goes wrong. So I wouldn't let that.
What advice will I give to people that want to handle their own catering to save costs? Well, you can actually handle your own catering if cost is a problem. But the thing is, just pace yourself and make sure that the food arrive on time at the venue, and also make sure you have waiters to serve for you, because that's usually the problem. The food is there, but it's not well coordinated. It might, and not get to people on time, or some people might just not get served at all. So do your food if budget is a constraint, but go for professional waiting services.
My name is Peter Pierce Elosia. I work as a digital media coordinator. I would rather have my family member take care of my catering at my wedding. I think it's better because I don't think I want to be thinking of food when I'm planning a wedding. So I'll probably give it to somebody in my family.
Definitely not. That's too much stress. I'd rather give it out. Nah, that's too much stress.
Would I let my wife take on the responsibility of catering to save cost? If she's a caterer, fine. We could always split the cost. But then I don't think I want her to do that because it's her day. She should relax. I know how, I was at my auntie's wedding and I know how she was trying to set up some things because she didn't have anyone to help her around. So I think I want her to relax.
It's my wedding and I wouldn't want to stress myself about food or anything. And secondly, I do not want any of my family members to handle food, because before you know it, you start hearing issues of the groom side has not gotten, the bride side, they are the only ones taking care of the food and everything. So I think it's my wedding, I'm going to go all out, get the best caterers. About 4 caterers will be around, and then they'll take charge of everything. I don't need family members. We'll take care of everything.
Oh, that's outrageous. That's very ridiculous. No, I won't like that. It's supposed to be a special day, free of all those external kind of worries, right? Yes, sir.
I personally, I don't think I'll have all the time to take the full responsibility for that. But if I can assign it to someone I trust, I think I'm fine with it.
It's quite too much stress because wedding alone on its own is a lot of stress. So telling me to take part also in the catering part, I can't do that. It's too stressful, yeah.
No, because it's a lot of work actually. I've tried it with my siblings and it's too stressful, so I'd rather just use a caterer.
How do I advise people that want to hire caterers but are actually on a tight budget? Well, what I find out with most weddings is that the cost of the food, runs directly in line with the number of guests at the, or what they're planning, the number of guests they're expecting. So if people can cut down on their numbers, and also to have, they don't have to go for expensive, food items. Once you have the staple, the usual jollof rice has to be there at any wedding. Your fried rice, the protein, the sides to go with that. And whoever wants like swallow, things that won't be too expensive. But at the same time, you want to give your guests a good experience, dining experience. So streamline your menu, if possible, which is usually hard. Cut down on your numbers if you can. And then the budget of the food will reduce drastically.
If there's one thing that can make or break a wedding, it's the food. And it's no secret that Nigerians love good food and parties. So, with proper planning and the right catering service, you can have delicacies tailored to suit your guests' needs. Till next time, it's still wedding on a budget.